to be here. I got called to do this live a couple of days ago, and the reason is that we have such interesting energies, we have such beautiful things that are moving through us at the moment in time, and I just kind of felt in my entire being that this was a good point in time to reach out, to allow what we can learn together, what we can share, and just kind of be here for each other. So let's just talk about the big picture for a while, because I feel like we understand the big picture, then we completely understand what's actually moving through us and what's totally going on at this point in time. So there's so many large things that are going on. I don't know if you guys are into numerology, but we're in 2025 right now, and 2 plus 2 plus 5 equals 9. So that's a year of endings and beginnings. It's kind of a completion year. And then our next year is a 1 or a 10 year, which is like a beginning year, right? So we're definitely kind of in this space of a lot of letting go, which can sound like beautiful and amazing, but when it actually comes down to our own life, what it means is that we have to let go of important relationships. We have to let go of a job. We have to let go of maybe a living situation, moving somewhere else. So on the human level, that can be very, very daunting. It can hurt a lot, and it can be like a lot of change for our system. So that's what kind of in the general framework for this year, right? It's a lot of letting go in order so we can step into a new adventure. And right now, we're in the middle of a long eclipse season that is, lasting about the year. And we just I did a live with my friend Roy on September 7th, where we had lunar eclipse, which brought in a lot of new energies that we spoke about beautifully in that live. And this Sunday, we're doing another live, which is going to talk about on the 21st, there is a partial solar eclipse, and on the 22nd, the Monday, there is the fall equinox. So we're kind of in the middle. It's almost like, I think of it as a gateway. We're in a gateway between these two energies. And so we have this potential kind of move into a new space, right? And so I felt that in this space with all these energies that are moving in our system, there's this great importance to really kind of settle down, to figure out what practical tips can I do in order to calm my day down, right? So for example, we can do breathing, right? Just before this live, I just closed my eyes for a few minutes and I just took a couple of deep breaths. And when you take those deep breaths, what happens is you end up inside your body, right? The breath is so beautifully designed. And when I heard this the first time, I was like, that makes total sense. Each time you're bringing your breath to your body, you're actually coming into your body, right? And I know that sounds like, well, that's intuitive, but a lot of times we breathe really quickly, or we breathe, really high up here, and we're not totally pulling our breath all the way down. So booking stillness meetings with yourself, where you're absolutely pulling that breath all the way down into your belly, is such an important practice. So that's like one practical tip that you can do when you start to feel like the energies are away with you too much. You are totally overwhelmed in this kind of gateway that we're in right now, where we're having all these energies rushing through us, and maybe we're letting go of a lot of things which hurt. And then we don't really know what the thing is, right? It's like we packed our backpack and we're just kind of like, okay, I'm heading out in some direction. I know I'm heading for an adventure, but I don't know what the adventure is. So I don't know what I should pack. I don't know how much food I need, which direction I'm going. And so we're kind of left in this in-between space, and it's really easy to get very anxious. Another really practical thing that you can do is just ground yourself, right? And there's just so many different ways that we can ground ourselves. So we can go out in nature bare feet, which I do quite a bit. And it actually, the ions, they move up through your feet and you feel really absolutely amazing. Then just generally going out into nature, right? So I take dog walks with my dog every single day. I go out into nature and I look at trees and I'm like, wow, you're so beautiful. You're so amazing. And also what I sense is when I'm walking down there, the trees and the nature around me is actually like kind of relieving me of my stress. It's almost as if they know, oh, here comes Marie again. She's usually a little anxious. Let's relieve this from her. Let's take this. Let's make, moisture and nutrients, and let's use this in our network, right? So they not just are they happy to take our out breath, in the form of carbon dioxide, but to give us oxygen, and we can release our anxiety to nature. Whoever thought of such a thing, right? But it's absolutely beautiful. What I also thought about just before this is that tapping is such a wonderful practical experience that you have, right? So you can actually tap yourself in different places. Like you can tap yourself here, you can tap yourself here, right? And if you never tried it, you're gonna be like, well, I don't know about the tapping thing. But if you actually feel like, wow, I don't know what to do, I'm feeling this, I'm feeling that, I'm really sad, whatever it is, you can start to tap off, and that way you become aware of your body again, and your body becomes aware of you. And that's also a beautiful, beautiful exercise that you can do in order to bring yourself back to you. And if you're wondering what the heck I'm talking about, I'm trying to find different things, practical things that we can do on a day-to-day basis to kind of help us move through this period, which is kind of hard. There's a lot of things going on in our evolution right now. There's a experience that we're having. So how can we practically move through them? My next tip is meditation. And for those of you who are either on this channel or follow me in any way, you know that I've been meditating for 66 days today with Dr. Joe Dispenza's meditation, tuning into new potentials. And what that does is I put on my headphones, which I'm sure a lot of you do as well, and I breathe deeply together with Joe Dispenza, and I listen to his meditation for about 50 minutes, and I tune into new frequencies. I allow myself to feel, I allow myself to really feel, in this moment. And I start out my day like, and then I start the day with all this great vibration in my body, and I have a completely new outlook on life. So that's another thing, meditation, right? And I also think I kind of mentioned already, booking stillness meetings with yourself. So really being there for yourself and sitting down, listening to what your body wants, listening to what it's telling you, and just being there. It's also a very, very beautiful thing to do if you're feeling stressed. What else can you do? You can do yoga. Yoga is such a beautiful thing where it actually allows you to move into your body, right? It allows you to move into your body. So if we think about all these things, like what is it that we're really trying to achieve? What we're trying to achieve is coming out of our mind and into our body. And if you have noticed, anytime the energies get a little crazy on the outside, your mind starts to become active as well, right? It starts to go, it starts to, unfortunately, paint out scenarios that are like, but what if this happened? That's really bad, right? What if that happens? Oh, that's even worse. And before you know it, your mind is so worked up and so like it moving through this kind of how should I say, patterns that you're aware of, that it starts to talk about you, it starts to talk about things that are catastrophic, right? Catastrophic for you. And then you have to bring yourself back. That's when you move back into your body and you say, well, wait a minute, I'm actually safe. I'm actually fine. I know there's all these energies that are going on around me, but I'm okay. I'm all right. And I am safe to move on this adventure. And really, I think for those of you who are listening to this, you are ready to set out on an adventure. Like whatever it is in your life that you're ready to let go of now, to move into a new space. You are a little scared, maybe. I think we all are, because it's something good, something that we haven't done before. Maybe you're moving somewhere. Maybe you're letting go of a relationship. Maybe you are taking on a new job, or maybe you lost some of these things that I just mentioned. And for you to be ready for this new thing that you have no idea about, it's super important to be in your body, because in the now moment, as we are here now, is the only time that we ever experience anything. So we have a past that allows us to get wise, right? Wisdom, receive wisdom from the past. We have a future that is an adventure, beautiful thing that we don't know where we're going. We don't know if it's going to be good, if it's going to be bad, right? And we don't know what potentials are there. In this now moment, and with all of these different kind of, how should I, techniques or helpful hints, that is the only true power that we have right here, right now. I know that a lot of you have heard about Eckhart Tolle and his power of now. And the first time I read that book, I was like, wow, this is interesting. And then you deeper and deeper kind of move into the now. You start to realize that it actually, like, no matter how much planning I do, or no matter how much I'm in the past, it's actually now that I can make a difference. So what I wanted to come to you today and talk about is what you can do in the now. And whatever you do in the now is going to ripple out to your past, believe it or not, and to your present and to your future. So all of these different techniques is so powerful. We haven't spoken too much about coherent breathing, but I also wanted to bring that in. So if you can bring coherence, which you do in the now, to your and your heart, like if those two things can be connected, and they've shown in different studies that the amount of brain cells that we have in our heart is actually more than what we have in our brain. And we sort of are connected a lot from our heart to our brain. So if we can start to bring our breath down into our heart with an emotion, then we can start to feel whole again. So in the Hearth, what the Hearth Mat Institute figured out, which you can go to their website and check out, is if you take deep breaths and you move into your heart, at the same time as you're focusing on a beautiful feeling, you can actually kind of use that as a portal to move out and be connected both ways. And when we live in balance like that, when we're fully kind of present in that moment with our brain and with our heart, we become balanced. And when we are balanced beings in the now, even if the world around you is going crazy, even if you don't even know what's going to happen tomorrow, even if you're scared, even if you're worried, even if you're anxious, even if you're feeling all these energies around you and you don't really know what to make of it, if you stay here present in the now, then that will give you so much power, so much gratitude, so much love, so much connection to everything around you. So that's really all I wanted to come say today, and I hope that any of this stuff was helpful. And definitely check out the live that Roy and I are doing on Sunday evening, and it's also on here on my YouTube channel, so you can just go ahead and check it out. We're going to do so many amazing things. We're going to talk about, you know, the two different events that are happening. We're going to talk about the partial solar eclipse, and we're going to talk about the fall equinox and what it means for you, what it means to your current evolution, and what practically you can do. And we will also do a little meditation together, which will be really, really beautiful. So join us then and learn more things. What I also wanted to say is I recently just got this beautiful download that I wanted to start a healing circle. So I have done that. Every last Sunday of the month, I'm going to do a healing circle where we all get together on Zoom call. And we're going to talk about, for the first time, we're going to talk about the inner child healing. We're going to do live healing on the call, actually. And we're to create this beautiful momentum and meditation Q&A together, where this kind of, the way I'm envisioning this circle is that we will help each other by raising our vibration together. I will be speaking to every person in the group, and we will be perfectly aligned together, because that's how it always is. Anytime I have kind of a healing, coaching, teaching session, always the right people show up, and we bounce off each other, off of each other's energies, and it becomes a really beautiful time to heal, to get to know each other, to be safe together. So you're very welcome to that as well. You can reach out to me and I will know how to get into that. It's completely free for everyone. This is kind of what I want to offer to humanity, part of the things that I want to offer to you guys. So anyway, that's it for today, I think. I am so happy that you're here. I'm sending all of my love. I want you to have a beautiful day, and we'll see each other soon again, I'm sure. Namaste.